Thanks, Kadima.
It might be a little bit of a complex question, but
Yeah.
what's the halacha with genetic engineering? If
Yeah.
you want you put in your order, you want a male, you want a female, you want blonde hair, blue eyed child.
Yeah.
What's the halacha?
Okay, here's a very good point. Today in the world, they make a committee that people that have 4 girls and they want now at least 1 boy, so they review their application. And they thinking, we obviously cannot act as God, but a little bit we can act as God. A little bit, not fully. 10% will be a God. We still leave the majority to God to decide because he needs to balance the world. So therefore, in a rare occasion, we will allow to do it genetically to determine the sex of the baby. But here is the problem here. The problem here, it's the same question almost like cloning animals. Later it would lead to clone people. The problem is like this. When God gives a person a girl or a boy, it's a very deep calculation why he gives them this girl or this boy. It's no coincidence. It's no a machine scramble, whatever happened over there, and a girl came out. Or a boy came out accidentally. No. First, Hashem reviewed the parents. Then he reviewed the soul that's supposed to come down to the world. What's his tikkun? Does he have to have a tikkun of a male? Does he have to have a tikkun of a female? If Hashem wants that soul to be a male, to be a Kohen, to be all kinds of things, so he decides which soul to give to these parents. Now, if these doctors will come and actually interfere with Hashem's plan and turn it into a boy or a girl, the opposite of what Hashem wanted, obviously it's messing up the plan. But at the same time, you can say, wait a minute, we all mess up the plan of God every minute of our life. People that use birth control, they're not messing with the plan of God. They also mess with his plan. He wanted you to have 5 more kids. Why you only want 3 and a dog? You know, he wants another 8 to be in your home. But you interfere with his plan. So obviously, this question is, you understand that it's a very general question. The question, is it allowed? The answer is no. People do it, yes. Same thing, people mix species and fruits. They take one seed from this fruit and another one, and they make something new. Jews not allowed to do it. But if the Goyim did it and they sell it in the market, we're allowed to eat it. But we are not allowed to create it. You understand? Same thing if in Kilaim, in Gemara, you're not allowed to put the seeds too close to each other because they get mixed in the ground. So there are rules in the Torah that Jews are not allowed to interfere with the creation. However, the Goyim don't have a law. They do whatever they want. They mix animals. Now here comes the problem. What happens if tomorrow they decide to clone people? Ugly parents, the husband is ugly, the mother is very ugly. They want to have a kid, Richard Gere. That's what they want. They don't want another monkey like them. So what do? They want to clone. So they pay Mr. Gere $10 million from the money that they have. Allow us to clone you, your DNA. So now you have a little Richard, son of 2 monkeys. You understand? So far the story sounds good. But here's the problem. All of a sudden you may have 50 million Richard Gere. Now this is a problem. Why? Because when Hashem sends people to the world, what do you think? It's coincidence how you look? It's no mistakes when you're ugly or when you're handsome. It's calculated based on the purpose of your creation. If a person has a correction with the women, he has to have desire for the women and he has to overcome his desire. If he looks like a monkey, there's no test. Every woman he comes near her, she runs away. So what kind of test is going to have? He has to be handsome and charming and charismatic and smart, that all women smile to him, That's the test. So now, if somebody's supposed to be ugly, that's the way Hashem wanted him, to be ugly and depressed and this, and oh, look at how I look, what's my life is. And it could be that in his previous life he was very handsome and put down other people, or, treat very bad his women, his wife, whatever. Now they made him measure for measure. He has to come back ugly. But now cloning decided that he's going to look wonderful. So that's another messing up the plan. But here is what I'm thinking, that if, God forbid, they ever come to the day that they begin to clone people, first, I'm not even sure that they can clone anything. I'm not convinced that they clone Dolly, the sheep. It could be a big scam, like scientists are very, very big experts in scamming people for budget, for honor. As you know, they getting caught all the time for lying in research and all kinds of things. So it could be that they never really clone anything. If they did, let's assume they did, tomorrow they'll decide to clone people. It's still God's decision if to send a soul to that kid or not. Hashem may not want to cooperate with his plan. So when they clone a baby and they put the DNA in a mother and a baby's supposed to develop, 2-3 months, miscarriage. And another one, miscarriage. And another one, and it will never start. And they'll never have it.
So what would be the difference between plastic surgery, facial reconstruction, and they're similar?
Well, in plastic surgery, you can improve your look by a little bit. I mean, obviously, you cannot change completely from this face to someone else's face completely. You can make things look a little better. Usually, all plastic surgeries make you more ugly. Look at Michael Jackson and tell me if I'm right or wrong. Right? Yeah.
I think, I mean, everything you said, everything Hashem puts in this world is for a purpose. So it could be that, first of all, with cloning, well, we know that certain animals are going towards extinction, or some animals are extinct, so they're starting a new project. These extinct animals, they're cloning the fossil DNA, and they're bringing them back. So give us an idea of Tchiat HaMeitim, so you have a real emunah, Tchiat HaMeitim.
Very
Think
smart.
a little bit about that?
Very smart comment. Could be. Very logical what you say. Yes.
Can you explain a little bit?
But when it comes to people, obviously it's not the case. What you say, it's only good for animals. For animals, it's good. But, I mean, I'm more worried about cloning people than animals. Big deal. So it'll be another species or another sheep. Identical twins. It's not going to change the world. I'm more worried when you're going to have 100,000 faces of Rav Ovadia on the street. Everyone wants now his son to look like Rav Ovadia or I don't know who. Everyone with this, what he prefers.